Hi, Triple. Okay. And we're gonna go. Start. Hi. Welcome back. Wait. I'm not muted. Hi. Welcome in. Let's see what we got here. We got Suribot. Hello. We got Triple. Hello. And we got hello. And me. Hello. How are you? We doing good? I'm doing good. Excuse me, goodness. Today was a day. Hi, Niles. Hello. Well, Niles, you weren't here. Hello. How are you? You doing good? I'm doing great. Have some hot tea. That'll last me like 15 minutes. It won't last me long. I always look like I always have to like grimace every time I drink from my mug. I should just get a straw. Hey, Triple. Sorry for spamming you for the last week about the law. Yeah, make tea. Tea's good. I think I have a Victorian chai blend or something. Whatever the fuck that means. It had roses in it? I assume there's chai and roses in it. I don't know what else. I have no idea. I should have got me a straw, but I did not get a straw. So we all have to suffer together. Maybe a Victorian in there too. Yeah, they put Miss Weathersby in there or some shit. They always have names like that. They always have like, you know, like Charles like Beaverington or like Lady Maxwell Weather, you know, or some shit. They always have like the weirdest names, you know, from what I've noticed. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, Lady Beaverton. Lady Beaver. But yeah, you've like sent me what's on the roster today. I'm supposed to be working on my comic, and I probably won't be able to get to it. But if I finished inking the comic today, I was gonna draw more lore characters for the isekai nonsense. Sounds like a sassy self-fill. I keep forgetting beaver actually means something in other places. Like, no one calls it beaver here. I mean, some people do, but like only if they're ran out of pseudonyms, you know. Like, I think it's because like Americans are afraid of pubic hair on women, so they're like, we don't want to call it that. We want to call it something like I don't know. Wait, that would make more sense for dudes. Calling dudes a naked mole rat, you know. It's shivering and cold and looks weird. Anyway, but yeah, I was working on the lore, not for me, but for my isekai nonsense. Hate it here. Every day Niles is like, why do I even keep coming back here? Oh my god. She's so weird. But yeah, I was working on my lore, the lore of the isekai nonsense. I think when I finish it, I'll give it a real name. It's almost done. It's like, you know, as you should. Because like I'm trying to like make complete stories now. Because it used to be in the past I'd make stories that kind of weren't designed to end, but that created a problem, man. Like making stories that you don't want to end just kind of, I don't know. Now that I've actually ended a story or two, I'm like, this isn't so bad, you know? So I kind of want to do that. I kind of want to do that for this too. I have a pretty... Yeah, endings are good. Plus, not only that, but endings aren't always the end either. It's just nice to have like a nice thing to work towards, you know? Which I do. Like, hey, Kitty, hello. How are you? How are you? The endings are good, and with this, I have your nuclear missiles that I borrowed several months ago. Oh, did you eat them? What'd you do with them? Hey, Hawa, hello. As I drink this hot tea, help. Get away from there. Anyway, but no, they tasted salty. I'm giving... No, once you eat them, they're staying there. You are not throwing back up my missiles, but keep them in there. Keep them in there. Anyway, you even have to shove them back in. Just keep them in there. But no, like while I'm working on this thing, it definitely like... No, oh god, it's like I'm dealing with a cat with a hairball. Someone help. But working on this, like, and I'm just doing the outline of the novel, by the way. I'm not literally writing out the entire prose and everything. I finally found an outline style I actually like, because like outlines are annoying. Like, they're so annoying, you know? Like if you're doing an outline that's not really like you know, if it's like not really your style, like, because I tried doing like the bullet points, you know. Yeah, no. I apparently have to write like a half a page of nonsense per chapter for me to be like, yeah, that's my outline. Half a goddamn book. But I learned a lot though. I learned a lot. Like, this is just the first draft, obviously. And no, I will not stop talking about it. If you don't want me to talk about my isekai nonsense, I understand, but I will not stop. I shall continue. We shall continue. What was I saying? Oh yeah, I learned it, but yeah, I'm learning a lot though. Hi Dio, hello. Yeah, but writing out this this light novel nonsense is it's been enlightening. Like, I even found a theme. Isn't that cool? I found a theme. Oh, is my music too loud? I don't think it's too loud. I think I'm louder than the music. Is my music too loud? I got new headphones again, so I'm making sure. But I don't think it's too bad. You know, I don't know. I don't know, man. One more tea. Hi, CD. Hello. Ah. I did? No, I've had these for a while. I just haven't used them. Some of them are old. My brain died again. I'm like, what am I doing? Anyway. Oh yeah, lore nonsense. So yes, I'm still coughing. But no, I don't know. I like it. The day is good because work is done. Yes. Oh, I'm so tired. Work has been kicking my butt lately. Like, thankfully it's over. Like, oh my god. But yeah, oh, y'all, I made it. So I'm working on, like I said, working on this novel thing. I made a new character today. I'm on volume 6, so you're not gonna see this chick for a while. But her name is Agatha of the Golden Axe. And you're like, Shami, what are you writing that you have a character named Agatha of the Golden Axe? And I'm like, it'll make sense by the time you get to her. I love her. I love everybody. There's so many, like, I'm gonna have so much fun with some background characters, I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna have so much fun with some background. I haven't drawn, like, okay, I need to hear it a second time. No, not ass, you pervert. Triple, no. What happened to you? What happened to my boy? Chat, Triple's been tainted. He's hearing butts. Help. No, it's not ass. It's axe. God, I'm gonna have to change her name now. I'm gonna write it out because y'all are deaf. No, it's with an E. Agatha. Golden. Now I'm gonna have to change her name because everyone's just gonna call her Golden Ass. I'm just gonna have to change her name, damn. But nothing sounds as good as that though. Ugh. The tragedy. It sounded great and then I had to say it out loud and apparently everyone's like, ass! I'm like, oh. Damn. Maybe I should get, but like, damn it. Like I'm gonna, like, cause like no other weapon works for her either. Having a giant like axe is the coolest image I could think of. Giving her another weapon is stupid. I guess I'm just gonna have to suffer with people memeing on her. Like, I'm just gonna have to suffer. It's just one of those things. Sometimes I at least I know it's gonna happen. Or maybe people will just ignore it because she has muscles. I don't know. Anyway, I'm just calling her Agatha most of the time anyway. Yeah. But like, what's it like? But like volume 6, 90 chapters in, you get to meet Agatha. And I'm sure no one will like her because I like her. But I also kind of hate her. You should apologize, Triple. Can't believe you did that to her. I can't believe you turned Agatha into a meme. How could you do that to her? She was born today. She was a day old. And you're like, no, but if I have to be known for my butt, she'll be known for hers. Can't believe you did this to her. Can't believe you did this to Agatha. You haven't even seen it yet. And you're already thinking about her butt. Shame. Shame. Anyway, enough shaming for the Triple. But we still have to stay in the corner though. Anyway. Guardian. Oh, look. I can't talk about Agatha though because like I feel like she's one of those characters. The less you know about her, the better. Like, she's great, but she's great in the like. I've never really made a character like this kind of way. So I'm very excited to see what's gonna happen with her, because this story got off the rails. Like, but I don't mean like in a bad way. Like, I have to give it a better title because right now it's still called Isekai Nonsense, but like, the story has a theme. It has themes, y'all. I have themes. Hey, Horo, hello and all. But yeah, I have, the story has themes. Good themes. She here. God damn it. Hey, oh god. Vinyana Dragon Lair. Yummy thought about a chocolate lava cake, but add graham crackers and marshmallow fluff, so it's more like a s'more. And top of the ice cream. Sounds really good. Themes. Next, you'll be telling me that it has a beginning, middle, and end. Well, it has a beginning and middle. I haven't done the end yet. I know what the end is. It's very predictable. But I think that's what makes it good. There's nothing wrong with being predictable. I think a lot of people think like predictable always means boring. I'm like, not really. Like, a lot of stories are predictable. Usually the stories that try not to be predictable tend to, in my opinion, they tend to kind of not know what to do with themselves because they're built on being surprising instead of being good. Not that my story's good. It's not. My story is terrible. My story is dumb. I will preface. My story is bad. But I like the themes. I like the themes. I like the characters. For like a reverse harem, it actually is surprisingly good for some reason. Like, the characters have more going on than just winning the hand of the one bitch. I love Stella because Stella just sounds like a tired manager half the time, where she's like, okay, all right, well, we're dealing with this now. I don't know, some of my stories are really bad. No, I can't talk about that one. Okay, I can't talk about that one either. Okay, I can't talk about that one. God damn, there's a lot of stories I can't talk about. You see, if you can assume or predict what comes next, the story is good at foreshadowing and storytelling. Yeah, like, that's the thing. A lot of people kind of don't want to, but like, a lot of times people will forget that they foreshadowed something and then get mad when people figure it out. Like, and this is my personal opinion, right? My personal opinion is that the reason why writers get upset when foreshadowing works is they assume that people are going to read the story more than once. So foreshadowing is like an extra bit of, oh, so that's what that means, you know? And they think that's kind of why, if you use the foreshadowing to figure something out, that's bad. When that's not the case. Foreshadowing is supposed to be used once. You're supposed to read the story once. You shouldn't plan on your readers reading it more than once. You know, if they do, great. But if they don't, that's not a bad thing. Like, and because I also like listen to a lot of critics, and like a lot of times they'll be like, yeah, on my third or fourth reading or whatever, I saw this thing and I'm like, this makes so much more sense now. And I'm like, what? Yeah, but usually foreshadowing is basically used to when you get to the thing it's foreshadowing, you're like, oh wait, that makes sense. Oh man, oh, I get it. This guy getting, I don't know, guy falling off a cliff was foreshadowed by him falling off the sidewalk. Or something, I don't know. Excuse me, you're telling me that you don't read the same book 10 times? Well, I've only read like one book that many times. Or, well, it's been like, god damn it, 50 times by now. Which is Alice in Wonderland and Alice Through the Looking Glass. Those are the only 2 books I will read over and over again. Not because they're good, it's just because they're comforting to me, because they make no sense. It's like my favorite book. Alice in Wonderland and Alice Through the Looking Glass. It's like, I know they're technically 2 separate books, but I always read them together like they're one book. Because they kind of are. Even if there's a time skip. Because like, Alice is like, I like that Alice seems completely loony around normal people, but around a bunch of kooky characters, she seems like the most sensible person ever. I love her for that. Like, I don't know, I like when people shift like that, where if they're by themselves, they're one way, but if you put them in a group of kookier people, they're another. But yeah, trying to think of what else. Yeah, but I had some themes in there, themes that I would like to see in an isekai, because isekai is a great genre, but like you can explore so much stuff in there. Like, yeah, the whole prison system. Why that's in my isekai, I don't know, but it made really interesting content, in my opinion. Actually, let me go ahead and start the doodle and why talk. Also, hope you guys are having a good week. You have a good weekend too. No weekend, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm gonna be sleeping. Okay, let's go ahead and get on over to the other side. You do it. Yeah. Down here. All right. Go ahead and bring it up. Go. Let me do some warm-ups though. Anyway, but no, it like just kind of, because like web novels and light novels kind of have a definitely different process. Oh God, Jesus Christ. Oh, hello, thank you very much, Dio, for the gifted subscriber scaring the bananas out of me, but thank you. But yeah, comics and excuse me, comics and light novels and regular novels all have such interesting processes, you know? Like it's very interesting, like like the like things like pacing and stuff like that kind of don't really make much sense to me until I started outlining. But the problem with outlining is that no one fucking tells you what that means, you know? Like I kind of wish, like, because I've been trying to do this for literal decades, not years, decades, and like no one really tells you how outlining is. Like sometimes they'll show you, but a lot of times they don't want to show you because they're worried that someone's gonna excuse me, someone's gonna steal their creative genius or something, which no one is ever. Like, god damn it, you know? Like no one is gonna steal that. But you know, like creatives be like that. They're always like, to be fair, a lot of people are always scared that someone's gonna steal their ideas, and you know, which is still gonna happen. Not my genius. Or like the rough. I mean, you got some genius thing. But I know a lot of people are kind of scared that, you know, someone's gonna steal their intellectual property or whatever, you know. And I definitely do get that. Like if someone like came out the other day and said, ah yes, I came out with this, and oh Jesus. Don't Agathor. Agathor the stalker. Oh god. Thanks, Niles, for gifting a subscribble to Agatha's weird clone Agathor. Anyway. Sorry, Agthor. Agathor. No, it's Agathor. It's Agathor. Anyway. Excuse me. You know, but and I understand, like, especially with the whole AI thing, and everyone's like always worried stuff is gonna get stolen, but I don't know. Sometimes you just have to understand it's gonna happen and keep going. You know, if someone wanted to steal my isekai story, let them do it. I don't care. You know? Oh, jeez. No, it's not Agatha, it's Agathor. Agathor is a stalker. Let's see. Knowing what I know about Agatha, I'm just like, oh god. I don't think you guys are ready for Agatha, actually. You guys are not ready for... You're not ready for Agatha at all. Out. Hey boss, can I make a request? Yeah, you may, but I may say no. But how you doing, AJ? Hello, though. No, yeah, you're not. No one's ready for Agatha. No one's ready for her. Like you think you're ready. You think you can handle her. But I'm trying to let you know. You won't. She's got abs. She's got muscles. She's got thighs for days. She'll kick your butt. You can't handle her. You can't do it, man. Like she'll destroy you. You know, you don't want that. They may call you a smelly baka if you don't allow me to wait, I'm gonna call you a smelly baka if you do not allow me a taking care of a problem. What does that even mean? AJ, honey, what does that mean? Jesus. Anyway. Oh. But Dio, you're not gonna see her for like a very long time. It will be a very long time. There we go. Third muscle woman, my neurons were activated. Okay. She's gonna take a while. There we go. You know, take care of certain. Oh, what? Honey, I don't know the context of what you're trying. I think I don't know like what you're trying to say, man. What do you want me to send you to kill Ronald McDonald in Minecraft? Is that what you're trying to do? But anyway, what was I talking about? Anyway, but yeah, like also making some making villainous characters, you know, has also been pretty funny, you know. Oh, okay. I guess your new mission is to go poke Ronald McDonald in the navel. There you go. Be gone. Anyway. It is an egg. An egg. Anyway. Hey there, Malcolm. Hello, hello. Welcome in, welcome in. How are you? Going on a serious note, how are you? I'm fine. I've been really good. I've been feeling very inspired lately, not expired. Oh, damn. I was having fun with the isekai nonsense, where I'm literally just taking all the stuff I kind of wish I got to see in like isekai stories and just doing it myself. Like I do everything. Like, this is just how I handle things, apparently. Oh, you're back from your trip to DC. How was it? How was your trip? Was it fun? What kind of things did you see? Did you see the White House? Okay. White egg? I don't know. Seriously, if you want my voice for your series, I'll happily lend my voice. At this point, let me finish something first and then say that, because at this point I need to finish something first, because I don't want to promise anything and not even get it done yet, you know. Like, that's kind of the thing I want to make sure of, is I just want to make sure, you know, that I actually get some stuff done. They're making a new water park in the nation's capital. Oh, of course. I used to live really close to DC. I used to live in Fort Washington, which is like right next to it. You can actually see the like all the Capitol buildings from there, like Congress and the White House and all that. You can actually see it from a hill over there. Okay, let me go ahead and get me comic. Today we're gonna be working on page 9. I said 9. Oh shit, I didn't even finish this guy in the background. Oh damn. Let me get him finished right quick. May I pounce? Yeah, sure. Hey Axel, hello, hello. But no, the stuff I kind of figured out through this has actually been very fascinating. I have like the villain characters has been really cool, because like sometimes I do have an issue with villains where I don't make them either evil. I either make them too evil, or I don't make them evil enough. You know, wait, I need the previous page. Where is it? I just need the general cut of this guy's chin. Oh, okay. He just has like a regular shirt. Anyway, but yeah, the excuse me, sorry. Yes, we will be suffering together. Anyway, but But no, what was I saying? Shit. Oh. But yeah, like, when it came to like villains and stuff, like I finally got a knack for my villains, you know, which has been very funny, you know, because like I don't know, some of the villains like make me laugh. Like some of them like legitly make me laugh, where I'm just like, oh my god, what am I even doing here, you know? Let's see, there we go. But yeah, writing stuff down like it, but yeah, it's actually super interesting just kind of seeing like for my style what this looks like, because a lot of stuff like I know how to do it, but it's figuring out how to do it for me, you know, like that's kind of the issue most of the time, is figuring out, okay, so how will this look like when I have to do it, you know? And there we go. And figuring that out has been super interesting. Like for me, like a lot of like for example, the character of like Stella, like the fact that she's very I actually hate using the term morally gray, but that's the only term I can think of for her. And the reason why is oh wait, do a bit of background. But the reason why is because like a lot of times when people say morally gray, what they really mean is, oh, she'll totally murder people, but I'm like, no, it's not like that. I don't want that. It was 10. Think about another tattoo. Nice. Oh, and some of your tweet reminded me of a clip of from Sword Art Abridged, whenever a character was giving his titles and then said his name and goes, I am known by many names: the Mountain, Pathfinder, Chocolate Thunder, but you can call me Tiffany. Like, and it's like a 6-foot muscular black guy. I can't, of course. Ahem. Let me drink some water. Well, not water, but hot. Ahem. AJ. Let me try again. AJ. I do appreciate your you know, whenever I see you on Twitter as well as on here, you know, you're always trying your darndest to unalive Ronald, the fictional Ronald McDonald in Minecraft, and I greatly appreciate that, because that guy keeps showing up on my lawn. So I continue to thank you for going after the one Ronald McDonald that keeps showing up in my backyard and trying to talk to the squirrels and incite a rebellion. Continue to do a very good job. You're a very good boy. On the forehead. Pat pat. There you go. Let's see here. Guess I'll do it down here first. That is too thick. There we go. 5. Anyway. And the bit goes on with another dude saying, that's a masculine name? To Tiffany says, shouldn't be. It shouldn't be. That is a woman's name. That's so great. Fun fact, in this thing I'm working on, there actually are other isekai characters, because that's one thing I actually like, because I think it doesn't happen very often in a lot of isekai stories, is they don't always run into other isekai characters, because they kind of, usually the author wants them to be the only one, so they can be the only special person, so they don't really have to explain anything. That's too thick. Said no ever. Excuse me. There we go. Shit, I forgot what I was saying. Anyway. Did that happen? Yeah, it happened in that time I got reincarnated as slime. That actually has multiple isekai characters. Obviously, Log Horizon has multiple isekai characters. So it's not like it's rare or anything, but a lot of the time, when the isekaiing happens, it tends to usually be of one person at a time. Just because, again, the author might not know how to account for they might not know how to account for different characters, especially if it's a overpowered type of isekai. If the isekai in question is about people being overpowered, they don't necessarily like to have more than one character like that. Like Overlord suffers from that, in my opinion. Now for anybody who's like, well actually they get, I'm like, oh okay, that's fine. But to my knowledge, yeah, technically Sword Hero, but what I mean is like have other isekai characters that aren't automatically stupid. Like again, Log Horizon does it, and some other ones where it's like a group who get isekai'd, but like but I don't like Shield Hero just because Shield Hero is a really weird case. Just because like they're not there to be characters, they're there to be weird obstacles. That did happen. Oh yeah, I said that. Oh, by the way, that fucking anime showed why regeneration powers are actually really bad if you can't beat your enemy. Yeah. Oh. What says your perfect isekai? Ugh. That's hard for me to answer just because there's different types of isekai. Like that's kind of because the thing is there's you know, there's obviously the fantasy isekai, there's the time isekai. Here's who wants stupid but semi. How else will they appeal to their fan base by making the protagonist relatable to them? I think it's just kind of sad because like and this is again my opinion, it makes the protagonist come off as really awkward because they're literally the participation trophy version of an isekai, you know? Like as much as I love Overlord, and again this may change in the future, but the fact that Overlord has all these super powerful competent characters, but they accidentally made it so that if literally anyone else from his guild or even just another player from the game he was isekai'd into show up, then he might automatically get himself curb stomped somehow. It's weird. Let's see. One of the isekai characters stole a regeneration ability thinking he'd win, but no, the anime used him as a punching bag. And yeah, regeneration is great for regrowing your ribs and organs, but it's still gonna hurt. Yeah, pretty much. Shield Hero would have been so good if they didn't make it weird. Like Shield Hero did have potential, but unfortunately it's very much, it's a little too rooted in like it's kind of too rooted in some really weird stuff, and that got in the way of it being good. Like to me it's kind of sad because Shield Hero did have some really great potential, like it did, but like the fact that like the author just didn't know what to do half the daggone time, and it's one of those things where if you're a fan of Shield Hero, good for you, but like I think you can't really be a fan of Shield Hero like because of the whole like, you know, adult women are terrifying, I guess, you know. Hey Roderick, hello. To be fair, Overlord Ainz said he was built for PvE way at the start of the series, and he found ways around it by doing the job change thing that he based off a D&D character the author had. And again, like I'm not saying that like excuse me, I'm not saying that Overlord is bad, because like overall I like Overlord a lot. The issue I had with it is that it literally made it that if like anybody else got isekai too, it would just make it really fucking awkward, you know, because they kind of because half the reason that, in my opinion, sorry, like half the reason I think Overlord is so good is because of the supporting cast, but the supporting cast only supports him because there's literally nobody else. Yes, I am, and I'm not really a fan of that, where like the characters only obey you because their creators are not there, you know? And that's a little awkward for me, you know? Because then it kind of makes it so he doesn't really, and again, I'm not saying, and again, he's a great character, he's not that bad, you know? I just like Shield Hero because why is your daughter figure trying to bed you? Disclose this behavior gives me goddamn Usagi drop vibes. Like, that's the problem with Shield Hero, is that Shield Hero has a fear of adult women problem, and as a result, it keeps cropping up in the weirdest of ways, you know? Like, Shield Hero does not like women in general, much less adult women. Like, it straight up don't. Like, it does not. The fact that, like, it went out of its way to, and the reason I say this is because there's other series based in the same universe, and it's still very much like, you know what sounds great? Pedophilia. And I'm like, of course. You know? They're like, don't worry, you can always groom the girls to never betray you. And I'm like, come on, you coward. Don't be a baby. You know? And like, and it's just like that. And I'm just like, you know? Like, it's ridiculous. Okay, that's all I need for that. And it's sad because, again, it kind of shoots itself in the foot when it comes to characters, because Shield Hero not only has a weird fear of adult women, but it also decides that every man is also stupid as hell if they're not an alpha me, you know? And I'm just like, God damn it, you know? I didn't watch Shield Hero. You didn't miss much. And again, like, there are some shows that, like, seem like they're isekai, but they're not, but they still have a really good, once they get a hold of their theme, the theme is interesting, you know? Like, I started reading Frieren. Frieren is not an isekai, but it is a fantasy, and Frieren is really good. Like, the Frieren herself is basically a pile of bricks, but I still love her. She has the personality of a wet napkin. Like, I like all the supporting characters a bit more, but like Frieren herself, she's an elf, she's fine. You know, she's not a bad character. She is just a pile of bricks of a person, you know? A job I don't like in isekai is the world where there is slavery and the hero just rolls with, well, the thing, okay. As having written a story, or writing a story that deals with themes like that, how do I put this? I do not have issues with slavery existing. I have issues with them wholeheartedly being like, slavery is good, actually. That is an issue. There's a difference between kind of just letting it happen and participating happily in the system because you get to have waifus. Like, no one gets to be like, this is bad, actually. No one gets to be uncomfortable. No one has to have the moral dilemma of, do I really want to own another person? You know, literally steal their rights, you know? There are two things that are impossible for most isekai writers: making the main character lose, and making anyone but the main characters nice. Oh god. I feel like they could have fixed it if there was a platonic relationship that was had no romantic relationships. Yeah, nothing being in any type of romance seems wrong now. Some of these isekai folks can only get their waifus through sleep. I'm undateable unless I buy her. Oh god. I want to go home. Just like, and again, if the author differentiated between, you know, there is no rights slavery and kinky slavery, which a lot of times, I'm sorry, what they want is kinky slavery. You know, the BDSM kind, you know? They want that. But then they also just like this person has no rights part. You know? Now she can't leave me. I'm a genius. I'm like, honey, no. It's called people skills. Like, and that's the thing, because you can explore some super interesting themes with these. Like, you can explore some super cool themes. Like, I'll use my story for an example. Like, Stella inherits a prison. Some of the people in this prison are innocent. She sure as fuck doesn't know who. But she's like, she doesn't free them or anything, because she's like, well, man, I don't know how you got here or why, so I'm just gonna let you serve out your sentence. Like, for some people, that's evil. They're like, you know, if you know good people are in jail, you should free them. But then she's like, I just got here, you know? So she's just like, well, the least I can do is make it so where they live is humane until they serve their sentence. I don't know why these guys are in there, you know? Wouldn't it be easier to make the BDSM isekai world where being the root of world culture? I mean, that would be interesting. There is a story I know of. I think it's called Collar 6, where BDSM is just the norm. Like, BDSM is just the default. It's a very interesting story. It goes off the wall. It's a very interesting series. It's American made, so it's interesting. It gets very wonk, you know. Anyway, but again, like, because I know like slavery shows up a lot, and it's literally because it's like, you know, oh well, it happened in medieval times, and you know, medieval times had the slavery, and I'm like, they also had feudalism, but you guys don't seem to like that. Like, feudalism is fascinating. No one likes feudalism. People love slavery, but they don't like feudalism, which is literally just slavery for white people. Like, no one wants to call it that, but that's what it is. You've had the only fantasy anime that probably looks at Kikisha develops interspecies reviewers. I hate that thing. I mean, I don't hate it. It's just interspecies reviewers was a lot more boring than I thought it would be. I'm like, this is boring as hell. There's nothing going on. They're just going around sleeping with people. Oh, there goes my posture. Anyway. What was I saying? But yeah, but there's so many more things you could literally look at. Like, for example, one thing that crops up in my story, surprisingly, because I just wanted to see it explored, is misogyny. You guys know me, I talk about misogyny all the time, and I'm like, well, I want to actually see a story that like tackles that, you know, that actually tackles like also, thank you very much for the lurk. Watching it. So where's the uncensored version? Oh god. Yeah, I want to hear her be healthy. I see. But like for me, I'm just like, you know, like, I have an interest in it, not because like I want there to be the misogyny, because I'm sorry, misogyny kind of just exists in most places, and like, oh wait, where is it? And I honestly just want to explore it in a story, but I'm not even talking about the over-the-top misogyny. I'm not talking about the guy walks down the road and just punches women. Like, most misogyny isn't even like that. Most misogyny is literally not just believing a woman when she says something, not listening to her, making assumptions about her without talking to her, ignoring consent, you know? Like, I wanted a story that just also dealt with that, but not in the men are bad kind of way, but kind of in the just everyday ways stuff happens. Like in real life, people are less likely to believe a pretty woman over an ugly one when she says something, you know? Why is that censored? That's weird. Twitch, you're weird. Anyway. We need to have an isekai where slavery exists, and that one who gets isekai'd is John Brown. I'm telling you, there needs to be like, I abolish slavery in another world. That needs to happen, you know? More like social thing, like how, yeah, women can't drive a hat, like, and all. Yeah, pretty much, like, stuff like that. You know, a lot of people don't think about it because that's just kind of how ingrained it is, you know? But I do want to deal with it, but in kind of my own way, you know? Why does, oh wait, let's see, also the just random question, what have y'all been doing lately? Like shows, games, movies? Just wanted to know, been getting back into Star Wars. Other than, I've been reading Ascendance of a Bookworm, because I actually really like that series, so I've been reading that. And obviously working on this. Why does misogyny exist? Explanation can be interesting. Same with why racism and slavery. Yep. Like, and when it comes to the misogyny thing, I wanted to explore it in a way that, again, is pretty normal, because again, most misogyny is not just violence against women. It's a lot more subtler than that. You know, there's actually some racism in this too, but it's fantasy racism, so people won't think too much about it. But like having like, you know, my main character be basically, because the thing about Stella is Stella literally looks like a side character in a hentai. That's what she looks like. Like most series don't star a character that looks like her, much like characters that look like me also don't get much screen time. Excuse me. So for me, this will be something interesting, like the fact that she has to deal with the fact that one big thing she deals with a lot is this hilarious preoccupation with her sex life. Like her, like they'll literally she's being like, I don't know, on trial for something, and who she's like, and no one thinks that she got her position as guildmaster with her own merit. They literally think she just slept her way to the top, you know? And she's just like, no, I literally beat the guy's ass. Like, but they don't believe her because she literally just, because of the way she looks. You know, she's not muscular. She's not super tall or anything. She doesn't really have anything intimidating about her, you know? So they're like, there is no way that you kick the butt of this big burly dude over here. You know? Her being a mage doesn't matter, because all they see is this dainty looking woman, you know? Even though technically her being a mage is kind of is basically an equalizer, you know? And so I like the idea of tackling that, where it's not like, you know, they think every woman, you know, was I mean, they probably didn't, but you know. Bitch, I beat his ass when I find out. Excuse me. Like, that's basically how she is, where, you know, and the other thing is, and it's, I'm not even gonna hide it, but the other thing is, like, for me, one other important detail about Stella is that Stella is literally a black woman from America. She is a black woman, you know, who looks like an elf. So the way she views the justice system is very, very specific to a black woman. You know? How funny would be if they tried to get the guildmaster to come, and the second he sees her, he gets PTSD and screams like a... Well, the funny thing is the former guildmaster, he's how do I put this? He's a shrimp for her. He is very much a shrimp. So he sees her all the time because he's a guild captain. So she's like technically his boss, but he hits on her constantly. He's like, hey, and she's like, no. He's like, all right, next week. You know? Hey, Cupcake Streets, hello. I'm here for a limited time, but I want to see what was poppin'. Popcorn. Yeah, I love a woman who can kick my ass type of guy. Because he's a dragonkin, which means he's like, his great grandma is a dragon. So as a dragonkin, they just kind of have this thing where they like women they like really strong women, whatever that may mean for them. And so because she kicked his ass, he's just like, you know what? Yeah, I'm all for this, you know. And she's just kind of like, bro, you know. I like him a lot. He's the guy who I call the trash man. That's who that is. Hey, so he's like, no. He's like, Gilman's like, fair enough, same time next week. Yeah, pretty much. He gets better. He does get better. Because the thing is, the main reason she won't like date him is solely because, you know, he kind of let a lot of BS happen. You know, and she's like, I am not gonna date the guy who allowed a prison to be built in the city. And he's just like, to be fair, I was drunk. She's just like, that is not an excuse. So he kind of has to like he has to improve as a person in order to even get anywhere near her. So, or get near her romantically. She's also married, so there's that. Because at first I was like, oh no, she's single, but I'm like, no, she's married. She's married in a really abstract way, but Stella is also married. She's married to a forest guardian. It's a very interesting marriage because I'm like, you know what? No, she's married too, so it's funny as shit to me. Yes, in my defense, it was funny. Yeah, pretty much. He's like that. But I like her husband. Her husband is literally a forest spirit, so he's like the guardian of the entire forest that she kind of lives in, you know, and that they get materials from. He's the lord of that, you know. But like, at first I made him a dude, but I'm like, no, he's literally a unicorn. So he's like a fantasy unicorn. So they have a very hilarious, a very platonic marriage, and she's fine with it. He is also fine with it, you know. Oh, what? Like, he is completely fine with this marriage because, you know, what's he gonna do, you know? As long as she spends time with him, he is good, you know? He's busy doing, you know, forest guardian stuff. Excuse me, sorry. Yes, anyway. But like, and again, these are things I kind of want to see more of, you know? I'm absorbing the door, as you should. But yeah, so she has, you know, she has her hilarious forest guardian husband. She has, which she's also just non-monogamous because she's like, I am not doing that. Which her husband does not care because he's literally an animal, so he's fine. You know, because it always kind of bothers me how every single like deity always has the same version of like weird Christian values, so he doesn't. He's just kind of like, he's like, I mean, that's fine, you know, you just can't say that you're anyone else's wife, that's all, you know. But she's like, okay, fine. So she tells people all the time that she is married, you know. They don't believe her, but she is. Like, no one believes that she's married because no one has seen her husband, because he is not about that life. You know, like, she's like, nope, I'm actually married. They're like, I don't see a ring on your finger. She's like, well, I mean, so what? We just have a very non-traditional marriage. Oops. I hope I can actually draw her husband one day, because he's gonna be like a fantasy unicorn, not just a standard kind, but a fantasy kind. Here we go. Because I also like the idea that, you know, this who's this? Hello there, Lasgar Lockman. Hello, welcome in. My name is Semi Enigma. I'm an Elder Dragon mom boss. Thank you so much for joining the organization. You can pick up your badge at the front desk. How you doing? Doing good. We'll talk about lore until everyone leaves. Anyway, the eyes. But like, I don't know. I just like there's so many like themes I kind of want to like try out that I just don't get to see very often. You know? Oh shit! There it goes. Ellie's biting my arm. Ellie, bite harder. Draw blood. Like, steal his vitality. Anyway. Just thought I wasn't following it, so fix that. Okay, thank you. Wait, am I following you? Am I following you? Wait. Let me check. I am not. What is wrong with me? Boop. There we go. Yes. I am not following you. Anyway. Giving someone bombastic side. No, this isn't me. This is post. I'm not even in I'm not even in here. I'm not even in here. Anyway. Shit, what was I talking about? Mutual stalking! Yes. I will encourage her, because that's what friends do. I believe in you, Ellie. Steal his vitality. There we go. But yeah, but like the BRB, no problem. But the other fun thing is also just the other fun thing I had was basically because, like, again, I'm not gonna even pretend that this is not gonna be a reverse harem, because it is, but I did learn to be more selective of the participants. I don't know. Love the idea that she tells people that she's married, but she still doesn't want them. Yeah, pretty much. There we go. She's laughing. Introducing Ellie to my friends was a mistake. It was, but it's too late now. Yes, Ellie, do it. There we go. But yeah, I honestly feel like, you know, like, for example, in this, like, I used to like, because I was one of those people that whenever I wrote like, you know, my heroine, like every remotely sexy dude would be into her, you know, like it doesn't matter who they are, everybody. But now I'm just like, nope. In fact, I do like how some people just don't even like her. Like, there's this one guy who fucking hates her. He fucking hates her. Cause he's like, she like seduced my captain, and she's like, I don't even want him. What are you talking about? She's like, I don't even want this dude. Why are you mad at me? You know? Oh, harems are super fun. See, nothing wrong with a little self-indulgence. Yeah. I'll say, hey there, Ronka, hello, welcome in, how are you today? Either Raiders, how you doing? Thank you for joining me. Is it a dude or a woman that has feelings for the captain? Okay, wait, let's figure out who we're talking about. Or do you mean Stella, the guild master? Or do you mean Kirk, the guild captain, who's like her technically second in command, I guess? He's got as a dragon who loves butter, my buttered up dragon life. Oh god. The one who hates Stella, he is a guild captain from a different guild, because his guild master likes Stella. They also tried to frame her for being a hoe. They're like, we think that you illegally took over the guild and you have been using your weird womanly wiles to corrupt everyone, and also you incited gang violence. And she's like, I did literally none of those things. And she's like thinking, why are they committing because Stella's like, why are they accusing me of everything but fucking murder, which is the one thing I did. Like, but yeah, the guy who hates Stella, he is, because he's like a fanboy of the guildmaster, and the guildmaster's kind of like, you know, because she's like, yeah, no, I'm married. He's like, you know, if you're ever in the market for a second husband, I'm available. And she's like, I'm good. You guys tried to frame me for stupid shit. I'm not gonna marry you. You know? I did none of that. Thank you for admitting I'm hot and competent. Like, the fact that they keep slandering Stella by saying she keeps sleeping with bad people is the funniest shit ever, where she's just kind of like, dude, is this really the only thing that sticks? Is this it? Like, and the worst thing is, like, they're like, we think you like seduced the guild captain or the guild master at the time, and he's like, man, I wish you would seduce me. And she's like, shut up. He's like, what? I mean, if you did, it would be a lot easier. She's like, I'm gonna kill him. This is why he's a trash man. He's a beautiful trash man. That face. Oh, I got his old dimple there. But excuse me. And see, I'm being irresponsible. I got my own stream to get to. I'll be doing some fan art for you later. Oh, thank you. Do you have a fan art tag? Yes, I do. My fan art tag is Semi Artworks. Let me put it in here. There you go. That's my art tag. I have to go lunging whenever I want to drink my tea now. Anyway. No problem. Thank you very much, Cupcakes. Thank you. But like, but that's kind of like, you know, the love your sees. Oh, thank you. But that's how the bye. Okay, have a good stream. But like, that's like, to me, what I find really interesting about it is like, because this is based off of real life, because in real life this happens to women all the time. You know, in real life, like, a lot of times it doesn't really matter what a woman is doing or how heinous she might have been. The one thing anybody seems to always care about is who's she dating, you know? Like, think of a lot of women, you know, that have quote unquote done bad things or accused of bad things, and do they try to rope in anything sexual? Like, even if it had nothing, even if there's like a mother of 7 drowned her kids, do they keep trying to put weird shit in there? Like, she's like, she was also cheating on her husband, you know? Do they ever try to make sure to mention that? Because It's weird, but it's true to real life though, you know? So like, let me adjust my chair. So when it comes to Stella too, like some people may not understand why this keeps happening, you know? But is she single though? No, bad, you cannot fix her. And like, for me, I like the idea of like, because of that, sorry, like, that's gonna be something that does come up a lot. That half the time, her opposition, it's not like Stella's powerful per se. They just keep ignoring what she can do. Like, she'll say blatantly, I could do this, and they're like, what? No, you can't, you're a woman. And she's like, bruh. and it's literally like, you know, it's literally more of a comment, not saying that men are dumb or anything, but it's commenting, because it's not just men who do it, by the way. Everybody does it. And it's more of a comment on, you know, the fact that because of what she is, people don't take her seriously. So much so that she is an overpowered character, by the way. But the fun part is that she really never has to do anything too powerful, solely because people just kind of underestimate her from the jump, and she takes advantage of it. Like, somebody will literally be like, you know, they don't realize she can like fly, for example, because of magic. And the thing is, Stella though, Stella assumes everyone can do the same shit she can, and keeps accidentally overkilling people. Like, she'll literally be like, well, I want to make sure that when I deal with you, it's a one and done. I don't want to worry about you coming back after me. So she will tend to very much use powerful focus magic on people and be surprised when they blow up. And she's like, oh, well, that happened. Your dog had a panic attack. Oh, is your puppy okay? Is your puppy okay? Yeah, ignorance and also just kind of self-folly or whatever. And like, and it's for me, like, should I keep doing this? And again, these are things I want to explore, because again, like, her being overpowered is one thing, but the other thing I want to explore is, like, you know, Stella never actually wants to prove anything. You know, like, she's not the type of character that would be like, well, if you don't, you know, if you don't fight me, you're a coward. And she's just like, I'm not doing that. Like, oh, well, then you're a coward. She's like, okay, I got shit to do. Are we done? You know, because she knows she's not a coward, you know? So she's not gonna, you can't really bait her with stuff like that. Like, it's more like you have to basically attack her sometimes. And the thing is, because with her, if you basically make yourself a threat to her, she will just assume that you are a full threat. Also, thank you very much for the care combo. My spine went somewhere. Drank some tea. And I forgot what oh yeah, and a stretch. There we go. And again, not to say that she's literally like, you know, you have to, like, you take the gun out and she just assumes you're gonna shoot her, so she's just gonna go ahead and shoot you instead of saying something. Like, that's kind of how she is, you know? Don't monologue around her, you know? Like, because she'll literally just be the type to shoot you mid-sentence, you know? On an unrelated note, I use the picture of your context of your chump sticker for my D&D characters when they roll too low. That's cute. That is so cute, not gonna lie. I love that. The Eminence and Shadows type strategy. Only difference is people don't take him seriously because his economic stuff, and he plays into it. Oh good, then monologue. Easy target. Yeah, pretty much. And it's mainly because she just kind of assumes that people just are either smarter than they are, or they're more dangerous than they are, you know? Like, because guys like to show off for her a lot, you know? Like, because again, I'm basing this off of shit guys do in real life, you know? Where guys will literally do stuff just because there's a woman around, just because they want to show off. Again, hashtag not all men. There are some gay guys in here, you know? And don't worry, not all the gays are evil. Just one of them. Like, the guy who hates Stella is great because he's just kind of like, stop reminding me that the man I love is straight. You know? And she's like, I don't even go here. Like, Stella's just like, why do you hate me for something that had nothing to do with? I don't know why your freaking boss likes me. Take him, please. You know? Like, the fact that like Stella just kind of gets blamed for shit just because she's there is funny as shit. I promise you, gay guys show up for plenty. But like and again, I'm not making it so every like. Roderick, I'm gonna just start declining your stuff because apparently Twitch doesn't like half the stuff you say, so I'm just gonna do that. But because I'm like, I'm tired. No. But like the fact that like, because again, this is stuff that happens in real life where women just kind of get blamed for shit that had nothing to do with, you know. But there's other women in this, you know. There's all kinds of stuff like that, you know. Stella has female friends eventually, where she's like, ah, yes, the oasis of women, thank God. She's like, no offense, but I need to get away from the testosterone at some point. Because, well, Stella is a very feminine character, so she's very much like, she's not about to be like, I gotta prove myself to the boys. She's like, the boys can go to sleep, I'm done. Like, the fact that she kind of treats like half her harem like a fucking daycare is funny as shit to me. Yeah, whole pot of macaroni, are you okay? Is your tummy okay? Oops. Like, because again, like, a lot of, and again, it sounds like I'm just being a dick to men, but I'm not. But this is just the point of view of her character, you know, where because again, she's perfectly fine with dudes. She doesn't hate men. She doesn't ever decide she has to proactively, you know, be mean to guys or anything. Which a fire knows, good for you. You know, she doesn't go out of her way to hate on men or anything. Hell, like most of the guys that she knows are dudes at first, and like she just treats most of them like they're her kids at this point, you know. Yeah, she's not a toxic feminist, she's just a regular feminist, you know. And like, but like the way she deals with things is so nonchalant, it makes me laugh, just because like, because she's not one of those like, she's never gonna literally say life is sacred, because, well, she's a black woman, and so it's kind of hard to have that type of point of view when you're black. You know, she's very much like a if I'm wrong, someone will kill me. She kind of has that type of point of view, where she kind of she doesn't go out of her way to do anything evil because that's troublesome, or rather Stella doesn't do anything if she feels like it's too troublesome, but she will still take responsibility to the best of her ability. Stella and her harem is just Semi and her goddamn men in disguise. It technically is, yes. Okay, we're almost done with that. Okay, we ball. Yeah, that's basically how she is. Like, she literally, like, the whole, like, her taking over the guild is like her just being like, I have literally nothing to do and I cannot. And the other thing about Stella is she's very much a nepotism good. So she's like, I'm not gonna help you because of good. I will only help you if you mean something to me, you know? Oh, I think life is sacred. I just don't think it's yours. That is actually how she is. She's very much it doesn't matter if you're good or bad, because to her, that stuff will literally not matter in the long scheme of things. She's like, I could be a good person, but someone decides I need to die because they're having a bad day. You know, that's how she is about things. So she's very much if you cross me, I will get rid of you. But if you are nice to me, then I will not kill you. You know? May God forgive you, but I won't. Like, and that's why she, like, her having a actual, like, demon is the funniest shit ever. Because she has a demon butler named Leo. Leo is not a good person. He is a bad guy. Leo is evil. But he's obedient to his master. So he's very much like, he will obey her, but nobody else. You know? The safety shit. Like, Leo is great because he's very much like, do you want me to blow up the city? And she's like, no, I gotta go shopping. Like, she's just used to him by now. She's not gonna be like, Leo, that's evil. She's just gonna be like, no, I gotta go shopping first. Like, that's how she is with him. And he loves that. He loves the fact that she's not good, nor is she bad. You know? He likes how hilariously in the middle she is, where he's like, well, she hasn't gone mad with power yet, but I don't know. Limitations make things fun. And she lets me torture people as a trait. I'm like, oh my god. She literally like is just like, well, if you're gonna die anyway, I'm just gonna give you to my demon and he'll do whatever he wants with you. Like, and again, she doesn't take the time to figure out, does this person deserve mini hell? You know, she's literally just like, well, you wronged me in particular, so this is what you get. Like, so sometimes it's like, you know what, I guess I'll just be the consequence. Like, she's not even terrible. Hey, Coco Castellano. Again, she won't go out of her way to harm people, but she's like, I guess I'll be the consequences. I don't know. She has a water pistol for the dog. When it's misbehaving, oh no. Shut up about arson. I need to plant all my things before 12 p.m. and start out. Like, I like Stella just because, again, it's hard to deal with her if you don't know how she thinks, you know? Where she's kind of like something, there's like a prison riot or something. She's just like, okay, so I'm gonna deal with the ringleader. Leo, try not to kill anybody, but if someone happens to die, I'm not gonna be mad at you. He's like, lovely. And she comes back, she's like, well, that's more dead bodies than I anticipated, but I mean, oh well. You're like, I'll go in the bank. I have a D&D session of 40 minutes. Like, she's like it's the, to me it's the very interesting how she, like, for example, she knows very well that there's like crime in the city, but she's not gonna deal with it. She didn't deal with it until they actively tried to rob her in particular, and she's like, they're like, you know, they try to, like, you know, rob her in particular, and she's like, well, I guess I have to go take care of this problem now, you know? And then she just goes and takes out their entire gang, because she's like, you bothered me in particular. You would have been fine if you left me the fuck alone, but guess what, buddy? I'm the consequences. Like, that's how she operates. So most crime after that just refuses to, like, if they see her or hear about her, they're like, no, no, no way. You see, made a whatever redesign. If you want to see it on Discord eventually, yeah, you can just go ahead and pin the lore section. How there are more dead body in the prison than there in my staff person. Oh god. But yeah, she's like, you know, and like, again, this is just kind of how she is in general. Even before she got like isekai, she was just kind of like this, you know. So like. And it's just, to me, it's actually just really interesting for her, because she doesn't like torturing people, but she's perfectly fine sending people to get tortured to the guy who does like doing it, you know? Okay. Nope. Come on, here we go. Nope, still bad. Nope. Okay. Oh, I think that his face is too low. That's what she was. Anyway. Excuse me. God dang it. I hate that. There we go. Anyway. Yeah, Leo is just evil. He's a straight up demon, and he is just evil. Like, there's no, like, you know, trying to... like, the only one he has any feelings for whatsoever is her, and that's partially because he's been with her for so long. He doesn't want to go through the adjustment of having a new master. Like, he's straight up like, you know, he's very much like, I have been with this woman for like millennia. I don't want to go through the change of a new master, thank you. You know? Because she's like the Goldilocks zone for him, where he's like, she's just right. No redeeming quality to that point. Like, most people don't realize he's evil because he's so well behaved most of the time, and that's mostly because Stella doesn't let him do anything, you know, because she doesn't feel like cleaning up after him, you know. But like, so that's why he treats any time she does like let him do anything as a treat, you know. I'm like, he's like an evil snake, honestly, you know. He's a gremlin keeping in his silly, oh god. But yeah, he's very much like, you know, shit energy, oh god. But yeah, he's very much like, you know, sorry. But yeah, he's that's what I just really do like their dynamic, because it's kind of like, you know, like, you know, she's not a bad person, you know, like, because like I had like, sometimes I'll do little scenarios just to kind of see how the characters would deal with it, and I'm like, well, what if someone did try to argue that her having Leo makes her a bad person? She'd be like, so I'm not letting him go anywhere, you know. Bad Leo with a water pistol. Oh god. Like she's like, he's like, again, like because he's had other masters before, so it's not like she's his first one or anything, but he just does not like, he likes the nice Goldilocks zone they have here, you know, because like there's certain things that like also keep him sane, because she's like, she feeds him sometimes, you know, with random souls or whatever. But like his favorite activities, because he's still a butler, he likes still just doing butler shit. Like one of his favorite things to do is do Stella's hair. Like that's his favorite thing to do. Like he even if he's in a bad mood, if she like is just like, you know, do my hair today, he's just like, yes. That's like his favorite thing to do. Like he refuses to like let anyone else touch her hair. He's like, no, this is my duty, get out of here. You know, she's just partially no, she's completely into it. And like the thing about Stella is that she is Stella's a hoe, she's a hoe, so she sleeps with everybody. No, she doesn't. She sleeps with like 4 people, so not including her husband, because her husband's a mystic animal. But a sentient mystic animal, you know. She just hangs out with her husband, which he's fine with, you know. She brings him food, you know, invites him to festivals. Yeah, she's a hoe. She's very much like, but again, she's a selective hoe. She's not gonna sleep with just anybody, because she's like, I don't want them thinking they can just get sex out of me easily, you know. Hence why she says no to like 90% of the guys that proposition her, you know. Yes. But she's very much like but Leo's fine. So, because they've been together the longest. You can argue her having a literal evil demon on a leash means he won't do bad to her, so wait, he won't do bad, so her having him is good. Yes, her, like, well, that's the thing, is she knows that, because like, I mean, she can't release him anyway unless like she dies, but she's like, do you really want this psychopath running around? Because the first thing he's gonna do is probably just specifically murdering like a bunch of children for no reason. Like, he's gonna be like, what is the orphanage that has the best reputation? I'm going to light everyone on fire. And I'm like, no. So there's maximum sorrow, and she's just like, see, that's right, that right there is why you shouldn't be going anywhere. He's like, I concur. He's like, you know what, I agree. He knows full well he's not gonna even be like, I don't know any better. He's just like, no, because it's fun. And she's like, yeah, and that is why you are doing the dishes today. He's like, ah, yes. You know, like, yeah, she's like, and this, the fact that like not many people realize they're like, because they only talk like this in private, so most people do not realize how evil this guy is, because they just see Stella with this dude, and he doesn't really talk very much when he's around other people unless she basically tells him to, because he doesn't like talking to people. He thinks everybody's beneath him. So he's like, everyone but his master is beneath him. So he's just like, I'm not gonna talk to people, ew, you know? So it's just really funny when people like do find out that he's just a psychopath. Because a lot of people just do not know. Which I like characters like that who don't necessarily hide that they're terrible. It's just people kind of are not in a position to notice, or they just kind of ignore it, you know? Because like I notice people do that, like they'll just ignore some terrible behavior if it feels a little too out of left field, you know? He's just a little silly person just existing, you know, and I took that personally. Yeah, pretty much. He very much would just be a complete nightmare if he was allowed to go around roaming free, you know. Excuse me. Which is why Stella always gives very exact instructions, because she knows he will literally use any excuse to terrorize as many people as possible. So she's like, okay, you have 20 minutes to take out only the guys in this particular uniform. I do like just the guys in this type of uniform. That's it. She's like, and don't leave any blood behind. He's like, all right. You know, like, so she's just kind of like, I don't feel like dealing with this right now, you know? Because she knows he's just like that. You know, because for her, she's just kind of like, it's also just kind of convenient that he's like that, so that way, you know, because again, she's like, I am not going to go around torturing people, but knowing that I have someone that does makes, you know, interrogation a lot easier, you know? But she's perfectly fine threatening people with, like, with Leo, though. She's perfectly fine doing that. I think Leo will get along with, the rival queen in my world. She's fucking mad lad, probably. Like, make some tea for her. Okay. Arson, miss, she slaughtered. She even killed her oldest daughters to eliminate rivals and such. That makes sense. But yeah, like usually I like the characters that are kind of the worst having a leash of some sort within reason. There's one like super villain that shows up later, but like he does not have a leash, but don't worry, he does not last very long, as is tradition. Anyway. Okay. I mean 10. Oh no, not the children. Not the children. Oh Lord, just so whenever I think about like Stella's great, and she also does have like she does run into a character where she's just like, okay, so look, I need to know like how old are you, because in case anything does happen, I need to know. And he's like, well, I was like 15 when I got here, but I spent like 5 years in prison. So she's like, okay, you're good. like, I'm just like, no, she totally had that conversation. She's just like, look, I need to make sure, because look, I actually have standards and stuff, and I don't need any like statutory up in here, all right? And he's just like, oh no, I'm like 20. She's like, oh, okay. Like that conversation makes me laugh every single time. Where I'm like, you know what? No one ever talks about stuff like that, you know? But he literally spent like 5 years in prison, so he's just like, yeah, I'm like an adult now. You know? Alright. It's like the funniest thing to me. I'm just like, oh my god, no. Let's see here. No, I'll just... Why are you being weird? Drop it. There we go. Anyway. She doesn't really give AF because she's a massive clutch nunnery. Oh boy. And has Brood of males. Okay. Which ended up at Shervin, she. Hey there, Studva, hello, welcome in, how are you doing? Oh wait, you're Stud VA, how you doing? Welcome in, we're talking about lore. Right. But yeah, the, here we go. Yeah, it's just, I don't know, I think it's just kind of funny whenever she just kind of has to deal with stuff, because she's just kind of like, I don't know, because like most people aren't really trying to do any moral arguments with her, because again, they don't care. Like, a lot of people do not care about what her morals are, because they assume she has none. They're like, well, you're a hoe, therefore you have no morals. And she's just like, first of all, I do. Second of all, shut up. Let's see here. Doing good, just eating sushi and editing audios. Yes, we're talking about the lore. Hey there, Seraphim, Burning Choir. I was about to call you Burning Chair. Sorry, Burning Chior. Welcome in, welcome in. My name is Semi Enigma. I'm an Elder Dragon Mom Boss. Thank you so much for joining the organization. You can pick up your badge at the front desk. How are you? Girlfriend, I tried to sell her a grilled cheese at a vendor. Oh god. Yeah, but she's very much super like goal, like not super goal oriented, but she's very much like, you know, if you're trying to do something, you have to kind of be pretty upfront with it, because she's like, I do not have time to deal with you. Oh no, Burning Chair is my father. That's cute. I love that. Yeah, like, I don't know. I like characters like that who are morally great, but not in the intentionally trying to do harm kind of way. Or, I mean, okay, Leo doesn't count. Leo he's a demon, so he's different. Like, most demons are like this. They're very much like, you know, trying to, and they're always trying to get their masters to do some stuff. Sad grilled cheese vendor noises. Oh god. But like, and the things, he's not even unique in that respect. He's like, most demons are like this. They're like, you know, he's like, master, you should do evil. And it's kind of up to the master to kind of keep that in check. Most people tend to give in sooner or later. But because like Stella's just kind of like, he's like, after dinner, you know? And he's just like, very well. Like, it's very hilarious. The only like good depiction of an actual evil demon is Sunika from JJK. Like, everyone makes the demons just nice people. Sunika is the protagonist's body, giving him powers, but literally laughing at him watching his friends die. Oh, and yeah, like, excuse me. That's the thing about evil characters is, I'm like, it's okay to make them actually evil, but you don't have to make them evil in the, you know. I like how when people think of evil, they think the R word or murder, and that's it. They never think of, you know, manipulation, gaslighting, you know, destroying their self-worth. Like, they never think of that shit. They always think of the two that are the easiest to deal with. They're like, oh god, she killed him, she's evil. I'm like, dude, people die by accident, come on. Like, you know, as an angel, you should not listen to demons. They're bad. Like, they are very bad. Yeah. From I know it's not bag 3. Baldur's Gate 3. Yes. And that's why, because I want to make it that, like, I like the evil characters, but there's a reason that this guy's just not allowed to run around on his own, because he will just cause havoc, and we don't want this. We don't want havoc. That would suck. You know? And like, but the fun thing is that because, you know, demons are evil, this does cause funny haha later. You know? Because, and the thing is, I just love her because she doesn't actually ever try to convince anybody she's good. She just tries to tell people to leave her alone, or else she's gonna make it a problem. She's like, she never says, don't come after me, I'm good. She's like, if you come after me, I'm just gonna have to basically be a problem. Would Leo like a grilled cheese? He does not. He is not really a fan of savory things. He loves fruit though. He doesn't have to eat or sleep, but he does love fruit. His other favorite activity, other than doing Stella's hair, dressing Stella and other assistance things, is watching her sleep. Which he just does. She'll be asleep and he'll spend the entire night just staring at her. She got used to it. But like, just imagine some guy in the window still staring at me. And I'm just like, I like how he is subtly creepy. How would you rate a mango fruit bowl? About a 7 out of 10. Like, I'm just like, because like the fact that he doesn't need to sleep or eat is the funniest shit ever, because he'll literally just stare at her all night. But don't worry, if she ever has a guy over, he'll just be under the bed. Don't ask what he's doing under there. He's just under the bed. You know? Like, what do I feel like somebody's watching me? No, it's because he is. What? You know, it's feeling somebody's watching me. Okay, we're doing good here. They'll be in the background. Excuse me. But yeah, I don't know, I just like all these really weird interactions and stuff like that. Because there's other demons too. There's other demons. They don't belong to her, but there are other demons, and they're all like this. Like, there's a sliding scale of BS-ery. Some of them are nicer than others. Some of them are like, it's like, we must do indiscriminate murder. And some of them are just like, we should just shoplift constantly. We should just keep shoplifting. And we should, if we keep shoplifting, we'll destroy the store. Like, some of them are like that. They have to grow in scale of absurdity. You know? I would just feel bad for Stella because they have any spiritual angel or demons where they come from. They'd go like, that's rough. I mean, she's fine. She got, like, Leo's sexy, so she's fine with it. Because, Stella's a hoe. Like, she is very much like, if you play your cards right, you could totally get stuff from her if she thinks you're sexy. Like, it's just she does have a hard no for some things. But yes, pretty privilege does work against Stella. She is straight up like, look, if I think a guy's hot, I will go easier on him. Unless he pisses me off, then he's dead. Because, like, there is one guy who, he literally is like, wait, let me fix myself up right quick, because if she thinks I'm hot, I might get a lighter sentence. And it worked! It freaking worked! It was the funniest shit to me, where he's like, wait, let me give myself a makeover. And she's like, crap, he's hot now. Yeah, like evil from an ant farm, schemes, plans, emotional, mental manipulation. Now people just go extreme because shock value. Yeah, exactly. And I think it's a little sad. Like, there's nothing wrong with shock value. Like, if you want to do shock value, that's fine. But the problem I have with it is it's something that it doesn't tend to have the same weight the more you do it, you know? She'd likely just nope if an eel alien thing just started talking to her. She'd talk to it. She'd be fine. She just wouldn't let herself get bribed by it unless they gave her money or something. A pretty exotic. Well, like, because, like, I don't know, like, Stella herself is very much she won't hate you if you're ugly. You will just have an easier time if she finds you sexy. Not if you're sexy in general, but if she finds you sexy. So if you appeal to one of her hilariously many things, then you will have a slightly easier time. But if you piss her off, her anger overrides her horny every time. She's not one of those people that, like, if she's mad at you, she'll overlook your transgressions if you're hot. Let's see, what made you think you can do this? Cause I'm hot? Yeah, pretty much. They don't have any concept of capitalism. Oh wait, uh wait, Jen, what are you talking about? Wait, what are you doing? Oversaturated. Yeah, like it is oversaturated, and because of that, like I kind of learned for myself, like if you do want to do a harder story with stronger themes like that, or rougher themes, you are going to want to have to you can't just use the same type of evil behavior. You kind of have to add some variety, or else the audience will just kind of just write off anything that happens as, oh, that I guess this is just how it is, you know. And this is just my experience with it, but they're literally like, you know, like a lot of people just have this kind of, oh, I guess that's just how it is now, you know. Hey, Jack, hello. Pretty man walks into court. Stella, a year with community service. He just killed 5 people. Yeah, but he pretty. He's like, besides, I killed more people than that, like, you know, last week, so it's fine. She's like, he's gonna have to do a better crime to get better time. He's like, she needs to do a better crime to do more time. Like, it's to Stella, like, because again, like she really doesn't see like general murder as a bad thing. Personal murder, yes. If you try to harm anybody she likes, oh, you're going down. But she's not gonna be like, murder's bad. Because she accidentally murders people all the time. And she's like, man, damn it. I didn't mean to kill you, but you're dead, so yeah, she got murdered. I feel like she'd have to be extremely specific for her request. Well, that's why she almost never asks him to do anything that involves people. Like, she will she gives Leo tasks like organizing paperwork, because she knows if it has to do with people, he will try to be as sadistic as possible. So she usually does not give him anything to do with fighting people in particular, just because she does not feel like dealing with it. No, clear, not the match. No, he's never like, this malice he has only applies to living creatures, not to objects or whatever. Well, not even living creatures. He's only like this towards like most like humanoid people. You know, if it is a person, that's where his malice comes in. But if you tell him to take care of a hamster or something, he'll be good to that hamster. He only hates people. Outside of Stella, anyway. Like, he's just really good at faking being behaved, though. But, like, he will never, but he's not gonna try and do like arson or something. Like, if she says, you know, to, you know, would he like brain damage cat? No. Or would he like a brain damage cat? I mean, he'll take care of it now. Hello. Hi, I don't feel happy. I don't have friends. I'm alone. Shame. Oh. Have you drank any water today? Did you drink any water? Did you drink any milk? You might be lacking in calcium. If you have access to a banana, eat that. Potassium is good for you. Brain damage cat. Like, he will be good in every respect. It's just him being a demon is the part that basically makes him go after people. Because all demons are like that. They just want to cause suffering, and well, animals are not really good source of suffering. If that makes sense. You're full. If that's the easiest way to put it for most demons in this setting, is they like inflicting suffering, but animals don't suffer good. In their opinion. Like, because they don't want just pain, they want more. You know? They want more than just pain or whatever. And animals, like, at the end of the day, most animals aren't very satisfactory for that. Then have some cheese, honey. Yes. Again, this is according to demons. Which, there's not that many of them, by the way, so it's not like they're all over the place either. Oh. Honestly, not the worst character personality. It's at least original instead of being overly nice or good or edgy, evil. Like, and I just wanted something that I would have fun writing. I didn't want to have anything that would kind of make things break apart because they act differently. You know what I mean? You ever have the issue where, well, this character's so evil, but then they're nice to this puppy for some reason, but there's no reason for them to be nice to the puppy? Like, it's because the author doesn't want to go there, and I'm like, okay, then why'd you write them this way? You know? I mean, if you're hungry, yes. If you're just eating your feelings away, no. There you go. And I think, like, and again, people can write whatever they want. Like, I'm not gonna be like, you can't write whatever. You know, you can write whatever. You can write whatever you want, bucko. It's just, for me, I noticed because it happens a lot in villainous stories, you know? I don't know if you've ever read any villainous stories before, but oh my god, they suffer from this problem where they're like, I'm gonna have to be a villainous, and by villainous I'm just gonna do nice things all the time and stand up for myself. And I'm like, why is that evil? I hate this. There's no, you know, anything. It's always just, I'm just gonna stand up for myself and not be nice when someone's mean to me. I'm so evil. And I'm like, what the fuck? At least push somebody down the stairs or something. Gee. Like, that's the one thing I don't like about a lot of villainous stories, is that, number one, the crimes they do are always the most milquetoast BS I've ever seen. Like, it is always just like, I bullied the heroine and now she's crying, or I said she was ugly, or I stole her Nikes or something, and then, like, you know, now the prince is ordering my death, and I'm like, girl, you need to get out of here. Like, the crimes aren't even good. There's no attempt of murder, no poisoning, no nothing. Again, sometimes they'll slip stuff in there, but it's never, but it's like, I don't know, like, there's only one time where, like, I saw the original villainess make sense as for why she gets executed, because she was a part of a conspiracy, you know? Make a villain, but do not have them do any villainous things so they are well liked for the eventual redemption. And I hate that, just because, like, it kind of makes it very awkward, you know? At least to me. It makes it very awkward because the author knows how to write a villain, because the heroine is almost always the fucking villain in these things. And the heroine be doing some nefarious crap. Like, bruh. She be doing some crap, man. You know? Crime is akin to a toddler thinking, yeah, pretty much. And I'm like, and like, because again, I've written my own, like, villainous stories where, like, the characters are actually pretty bad. You know, I shouldn't try to write that kind of thing, because I do know a lot of crime against humanity. I mean, I suppose, like, for me, I'm not even trying to be, like, edgy or anything. It's just like, I want to see kind of the, I don't know most people's motivations for writing. Oops. Oh jeez. Like, I don't know people's, like, motivation for writing some of these things, you know? I don't know what a villain arc for me would look like because of how powerful my character is. Probably not. Let's see. There we go. But, like, I don't know. It's like, again, I want to see different types of villainy. I don't want to see people always, like, and I think the reason why people don't really like doing anything other than just shock value stuff is because, number one, that stuff is harder to write, and number two, probably because it hits too close to home. That's probably why. Because a lot of this stuff is a little bit more realistic than people want. Because people say they want realism. No, they don't. What they want is something that they can easily control, you know? Which is why they always kind of scream that things are unrealistic when they're just normal, you know? Like body hair. Oh. Like, I have no idea what that is. Anyway. One of the villains I made recently didn't doesn't like doing random violence, but he does really like messing with specific people's lives and makes it hell because misery builds character. So yeah, you can do a lot of stuff. If not villainous, it makes them at least fun and relatable, like make them punch the villain or hero mid monologue and like the stupid one like you talk too much. Like, yeah, you could do a lot, you know? Okay, that's great, Roderick. You're doing that thing where you're trying to be weirdly edgy again. But anyway, but yeah, like, I don't know. There's a lot, like, when it comes to evil characters, like, again, you don't have to make everybody redeemable, especially like, because a lot of times it'll just be like, well, this character is sexy, therefore redeem. Like, I'm just like, remember, you don't have to redeem your character. The audience will do it for you. It doesn't matter how bad they are. It doesn't matter how much evil they have done. Someone in your audience will think they're hot and deserve to live. Like, that's just a fact of life. You know? Dude are not redeemable, like, and they don't have to be. Like, nobody has to be redeemable, you know? I still am kind of mad at My Little Pony for not redeeming Sombra, because how do I put this, he was the sexiest evil pony and I demand that he be redeemed. Anyway, segue. If Zuko can do it, so could it. No. Kind of reminds me of the Dark Schneider. Yeah, always brags about being the most evil person, and yet he does. Yeah, Dark Schneider from like Bastard, he is not a bad dude. I'm like, honey, you were like the biggest teddy bear, and this is before he gets turned into a weird twink. You know, I'm just like, he's not even that bad, especially in the world he inhabits. He's not that bad. I don't know why they made Sombra sexy, but they did, and I hate it. They're like, you know who should get redeemed? We should redeem the Chaos guy, because he's also expensive. And I'm like, you could have, number one, you could have given Sombra a good voice, and number two, you could have let him, you know, stick around and I don't know. I also, okay, to be fair, I also do ship Sombra with Fluttershy because I'm a jackass, so I don't know. His entire character is, excuse me, MC-kun, I just noticed that you have been having it too good recently. We need to correct the mistake. like there's like, but yeah, there's like, I don't know, there's like so much stuff you can do with villains. It is so fun. Like, the ones that I have are very manipulation based, because I personally love manipulation. I think because it takes such a long time for you to realize it's happening, but when that shit kicks into high gear, it is so good. I love manipulative villains. I need to read Chainsaw Man, because I think there's a manipulative villain in that, but I'm like, I need it. I need some manipulation. Sombra says, oh, yeah, Sombra seems pretty popular. Let's see. I like the idea of villain being kind, right? Like, the plan and reason does sound right. It would be good, but the method is so bad. Like, for me, I kind of just like villains who, they have a very arbitrary goal. Like, one of my villains that I love, because this guy's evil, I love him. His thing is he wants to devour heroic souls. That's his thing. He wants to attract people who are heroic to his domain so he can eat their souls, because their souls are extra tasty. And he found out how to do it by just using a bunch of blonde girls. So, like, and the funny thing is, even though his goal is to get heroic souls, like, people don't realize how evil he is until he does like two things. But he'll literally take care of his bait, you know, mark her with the seal that forces her to come back whenever he feels like it, you know, and he'll just, you know, release her into the wild and then wait a couple of years and then just drags her back and then sees if she basically drags back a heroic boy or girl to try and save her from her fate, and just fucking devours the soul of the person she fell in love with, you know. And since the girl tends to break after that, he's like, oh, well, you're done. Let me just feed you to my weird vampire son. that I had at some point that he kind of forgot about and locks in the basement. I love him because his name is a pun. His name is Devious. I love Devious so much. He's such a terrible guy. Like, he's just such a terrible person. But I love him though. Because he's like the type of evil that he doesn't like. I like the type of characters who are, they're evil but they don't care. Like, they're not trying to make a grandstanding point. They're not trying to convince the hero that they're right. They're just kind of like, I'm trying to get a snack, bro. You know, I'm just trying to get a snack, or I don't know, I'm trying to just avenge my wife or something. Like, I like those just because they make things so funny, because you can't deal with them in the, like, you can still kill them and everything, but you can't deal with them the same way you would oh well, I just have to convince him that, you know, what he's doing is bad. Actually, with these guys you have to be like, oh no, we gotta kill him. We gotta kill him, Steven. You know. Oh boy. That'd be whatever from Chainsaw Man. Okay. Most of my villains include my current world based around ignorance and practical curiosity, ignorance to suffrage, to people they're colonizing and to their own side, and the curiosity to open up to things that were never meant to be seen. The scalpel being the symbol for this piece of science by sacrifice. I see. Yeah, like Sukuna, like I like the villains who are just kind of like, what they want is so simple that you can't really talk them out of it. So you have to either give them something else to do, or you're just gonna have to kill them. I like villains like that because they don't want to change the world. They're literally just like, look, I'm just trying to get something to eat, dude. You know? And it's very funny. Or they're like, you know, I just don't like people. You know, I just hate reading, so I'm trying to destroy every library. Like, you're like, what the, you know? Excuse me, goodness. The ever villain was very simple. It's someone that thrives from crime, other things, but the infrastructure is so bad that he cannot do it properly. As an investment, he helped the city develop so he can do his deals and crimes easily. That's not a villain, honey. That's an anti-hero, honey. That's an anti-hero. That's not even a villain. What are you doing? Like Sebastian from Black Belt. Leave Sebastian out of this. Let's go. Because, like, remember, just because they're quote unquote bad doesn't mean the character's a villain. They can just be anti-heroes, honey. Like, people need to stop trying to pretend anti-heroes are villains. Because every single freaking time they're like, yeah, he's my villain. I'm like, he's just an anti-hero. Like, bruh. There we go. Yeah. Like, I don't know why people are afraid of anti-heroes for, you know? Because, like, half the time people just actually most of the time people are just making anti-heroes, you know, and not villains at all. And I think that's kind of what also muddies the waters, you know? Because people are too busy making, like, anti-heroes. Because if you want the character to ultimately not be seen as bad, even if you write them badly, that's still an anti-hero, you know? If they're not actually if they're not making people's lives worse, you know? Like, and of course, this depends on your narrative. Sometimes, you know, you have your, accidentally makes it worse. Because technically, if you go by that, then Mr. Magoo is the biggest villain of all time, you know? I mean, it depends on the person. The idea was that he'd use all the infrastructure he paid to make drugs, sell drugs, kill people, no. Yeah. Let's see, in words where, like, just because I don't play the hero doesn't mean I don't know how to. Like, it's more like when you say it depends on the person, like, well, that's the thing. If he's improving the city so he can do bad shit, that's still anti-hero behavior. Like, he won't become an actual villain until he actually makes, in fact, he should actually, like, if he's making the city worse and taking advantage of the chaos, that's technically more villain behavior. But if he has to improve anything, that is anti-hero behavior. So here, in my opinion, I could be wrong, but that's how I've always seen it, and that's what kind of makes it a little difficult sometimes, because then when they have to do something actually villainous, it kind of comes out of nowhere because they spent the entire time building things up, you know? Just like Homelander. I've never actually seen Homelander in action, so I don't know how true that is. But like, and again, this is just my personal opinion, but that's something I've just kind of noticed, is a lot of times, like, the issue tends to come with, well, they have to do good in order to do evil. And I'm like, if you have to do good, you are not a villain. You know? Antagonist, maybe, but definitely not a villain. Because then when you have to do the bad shit, like, it literally feels weird because, like, yes, I built this orphanage just to burn down the orphanage. And I'm like, why? He's like, well, first I had to build the orphanage, and then I had to find orphans, and then I had to wait there till there was at least 20 orphans, but they kept getting themselves killed, so I had to hire a teacher or a caretaker for the children, and so now the children are being taken care of and they have happy lives, and then I burned down the orphanage. I'm like, that is not villain behavior, that's just dumb. You know? Just think of Satan on Earth in the guise of Superman with the mentality of a child. Oh God. I made this orphanage so that I could have free labor. Okay. Homelander is more of a playground bully than an adult with powers. Like, and that's the thing, you can still have antagonists, but villains, in my opinion, are their own separate category because they make things worse. Villains they don't have to make everything worse, but they're the type of character that them not being there is a net positive. Not they made one person's life better. No, they have to basically be overall a bad thing. You know, because sometimes you gotta do some, like, if you're a manipulative villain, for example, your villainy will take a while. But if you're, you know, I gotta start a car business helping the poor, you know, so I could, I don't know, rob a bank or some shit. I'm just like, what are you doing? You know? Like, why? Like, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? Okay, that looks pretty good. And that's kind of how, like, that's the thing. Again, this is all my opinion when it comes to the villainy. You know, it's like, it's very easy to kind of get caught up and stuff like that. Because again, like, the other thing is some people do fear that, oh, well, if I mention this in my show, people think I condone this. I'm like, no, you don't. You know, they either making the thing worse, or they destroy everything for their own goals. Yes. Griffith is a good example of a manipulator villain. Yes. Like, manipulator villains, they take a while because sometimes they're delusional. Sometimes they just are doing the according to Keikaku situation, you know? Like, oh God, what is this, guys? Oops. One second, I have to find a corresponding page to this. I need this one. What is your head shape, sir? What is your head shape? Oh, it is pointy. You have a pointy chin. Like, I love manipulative villains because, like, they're the only villain type I'm okay with them doing, like, good stuff in the long run, so they can do stuff or, like, in the short run, so they could do evil in the long run. Like, they're the only character type I'm okay with that happening, because usually the best thing about manipulator villains is you don't know that they're evil at first. Like, that's what makes them so interesting, you know? You don't know they're you don't know they're evil at first, you know? Once I gotta adjust my chair again. There goes my spine, Jesus. Am I out of tea? Oh, almost. Namate. As another, yeah, whoever that is. Like, oh, he has a simple shirt on. But like, you can, like, there was like so many really interesting examples, and again, like, there we go. Yeah, hello, welcome in. Chewy, oh, hey there, Chewy Chum Chum, hello, welcome in. My name is Semi Enigma. I'm an Elder Dragon Mom Boss. Thank you so much for joining today, Raiders. How are you? What were you up to? What is up? Telling a kid they can fly while they're on a roof of a, oh Lord. I mean, technically yes, but not really. Ooh, Summer Game Fest. Okay. Like, that's the thing. Like, I don't know. To me, that's not villain behavior. That's just being edgy. Like, villains, in my opinion, villains are more long-term than that. Villains are not I do a one bad thing. They have to continuously do bad things. You know? If it's a one and done, that's a bully situation. Because if that's the case, so many people would actually be called villains when they're actually just bullies, you know? For me, like, if someone is going to be the villain of your story, they kind of have to be a continuous problem, you know? There we go. Like, yeah, they can start like that, I guess, but I don't know. There we go. I feel like it, in my opinion, just needs a little bit more to actually get the, like, to me, villains are just their own category, but I understand that not everybody sees villains that way. Some people just see them as the person that do bad. You know? It's like, if the person do bad, they be the villain. You know, some people like that, and I get it. So your code is atrocious. Atrocious. We got your terrible tie. Yeah. Yes. Anyway. I be villainish. I give you warm hugs. I see. I'll say chest piece, hello. Just imagine someone being just doing bad thing every hour. Like, you know what I mean. Like, it's to me, because like that's why, like, in my opinion, villains are really hard for people to do, because they're either stuck between not doing enough villainy, or they're so extreme it's kind of hard to take them seriously, you know? Like, because I can't take somebody seriously where they're like, I specifically made sure to find 17 orphans, and I'm gonna hold them. They're over a bus, and they're all on a bus, and they wanted to go to the zoo, but now they can't because I'm holding them above a building. What are you gonna do now, Batman, or whoever your hero is? You know, like. Like that's the way it feels sometimes, you know? Now, it's one thing if your villain is just over the top, you know? If your villain is actually just over the top like that, like, that's fine too, you know? Like, I know I always sound like I'm being hilariously specific, but like, you know, there we go. Like, it's kind of like, what is your villain even there for, you know? I was more thinking push kids off the slide. So you like bullies? It was slightly in your way. Oh, there's no law against the Pokemon Batman. Oh god. Let's see. There we go. I know no one's gonna care about this guy, but I still gotta make sure he's at least somewhat legible. Anyway, but like, I don't know. I just. Oh. But yeah, but these are, and again, these are things I've just kind of noticed from my own, you know, just from my own forays into fiction, where it's like, not to say that I'm good or bad or anything, but I just kind of noticed that like the complaints of a lack of villainy tend to kind of show up when this happens, you know? Is this closed? Yes, it is. Yes. Buggy phone. I care. I'll be his friend. Is she here? Okay. Everyone else is going in the background. We're almost done, chat. No, we're not. We are not almost done. Let's see. Save, but yeah. Sorry, I bumped my mic. Okay, so now we gotta go back to the people in the background. I don't know. I just like I always just kind of personally find it a little like unsatisfactory whenever, you know, the villain either is too nice or they're comically evil and no one treats them seriously. Like, you ever have that where like, oh no, they're super evil, but then like the rest of the world doesn't seem to treat them like they're evil? It's the weirdest phenomenon, man. You know, like it's so weird to be like, oh my god, he's trafficked 23 children, you know, and he just gets a punch to the face and everyone feels better. I'm like, no, no, like, bro, that's not equivalent at all. What do you mean? I just like everyone's drink for hallucination because it was fun. Oh god. Yay, different schmerts. Hello. Excuse me. But that's the stuff I mean, where I'm like, you know, because I'll see that too, where like they do some heinous stuff, and like either like basically the story itself will literally just treat it like, I mean, yeah, but he did get that punched in the face, so I think that's pretty evil. He's comically evil too. Comically evil. Like, comically evil villains are one thing; they are fine because they never really do anything that bad to begin with. You know, like comical villains are like, you know, I've stolen the moon, or like I've decided that I'm going to specifically steal the candy from any kid who's eating it. You know, there's those guys. Those guys are fine. But then you get the I blew up several old folks' homes with old folks in them. Yeah. And they're like, that's bad. You're going to jail for 5 years. And I'm like, he killed a lot of grandparents. And he's only getting 5 years. Oh, and a punch to the face. Yeah, that makes up for it. Come on now. Like, and it's like, and I'll see this stuff and I'll be like, did we see the did we see the same show? You know, where I'll be like, what is this? It's like, you know, like, I don't know if you guys have ever run into that where you're just kind of like, what is this? You know, because I'll be like that sometimes where I'm like, what the, that was a crime. What are we doing here? Oh, well, fuck. Oh my, I've been double goofed. Well, I guess we're just double goofing now. What? How you doing? Yeah, yes, very villainous. Double goofing me. I think I have to go in there and fix the double goofing, but it's too late now. Too late for the goofination has begun. I don't even understand. Anyway, goofination aside, I sound super duper southern right now, but you know what? It's too late. It's too late to apologize. It's too late. You know, as they said on the I don't know where I'm going with this. What's even happening? What's even happening? The revolution has begun. Breadstorm money laundering. Money laundering. Oh my god. Like, I run into this with Mafia characters all the fucking time. Now, I'm not saying I want the Mafia characters to be more villainous, but like, you ever notice that Mafia characters that are supposed to be love interests, they never do anything that criminal outside of, I don't know, sell guns or something? Like, they're always like, they totally kill people from rival gangs, and they have money. But worry not, MC Chan, he doesn't do anything else. And I'm like, oh, what? Why? And you have the actual real villain who's done actual heinous stuff and people hate them for it. I tend to know it's like, depending on what the villain is, that hate will be hilarious. Like, if it's like, you know, a remotely good looking pretty man who was standing next to another pretty man for like at any time, he will be forgiven and he will be shipped. And I'm like, oh, okay. Not the Aaron Yeager, oh my god. And I'm sitting here being like, don't get me wrong, I love Rimuru, okay? From that time I got reincarnated, I love my boy, but he be doing some heinous shit. Like, he be doing some heinous shit. And I love Rimuru, but oh my god. That boy be going, you know? And I'm just like, oh my god. There is so much. Yes, that Rimuru. Like, and I'm not anyone to talk or anything. I think it's fascinating. But like, sometimes like the series will just be like, just so you know, he's about to do a thing. And I'm like, whatever do you mean? Oh, okay. Laser lobotomies for everyone. My favorite. I'm like, Rimuru, why? And he's like, you killed my family. I kill everyone. It's like, Rimuru, my little slime ball, my little dumpling. Calm your tits. like him, you know, any character like who tends to do just an absurd amount of murder. Like, be like, yes, they're on the battlefield, there's over 5,000 troops up there all dead. Like, I'm like, oh god. I still prefer the more tolerant, mature adult design than only appearing like, yeah, like actual masculine Rimuru looked really cool. He didn't look super masculine either, he just looked remotely masculine. I did like that version of him, but I also understand if Rimuru looked like that the entire time, the series would not be as popular as it is. One thing I've discovered is that if you do not look bland as ass, you better look feminine as fuck, or else that audience will not like it. I'm like, why is that audience so weirdly specific? Tall feminine design was actually good. Like, I just noticed that. They're like, you better look like, you know, typical like Japanese loser, or else like that audience will be coming for you. They're like, what do you mean? Like, oh god. Like, the audience does not like anybody looking too distinctive, y'all. Either masculine edgy boy or feminine boy. Yeah, that's it. That's all you got. Because like, Rimuru again is a very fascinating case, you know, because Rimuru is just technically a genderless slime. You know, doesn't get like, Rimuru sadly is not a non-binary icon for some reason. Like, Rimuru is all dude, even though he's technically genderless. But we're not supposed to pay attention to that. The mind of Rimuru is a man, that's all that matters. You know, even though he technically just stole the body of a woman, but whatever. You know? And, like, and again, these are not even like to rag on any of these things, you know? I just find it kind of fascinating when these actually show up, you know? when like these narratives kind of show up, it is super fascinating to me, you know, because I'm like, what qualifies here, you know? Excuse me, good lord. But like, you know, what qualifies here? What are we doing? You know? And 40-year-old, yeah, he's like a 40-year-old man. Now, to be fair, I do like the slight curve of more adults beginning isekai instead of it being gosh darn high school children. Like, let the kids stay in school. Like, I don't know how old Subaru is from ReZero. I don't know how old he is. I think he is still technically a high schooler. He just dropped out because of course he did. But like honestly, him being an adult makes it more sense why that's able to govern. Well, not only that, one thing I like about Rimuru is that not only was he 40, but he was also like a manager. So him being a manager is actually a really nice touch, because actually it allows him to actually have people skills that most isekai protagonists don't have. I don't know if anybody else has noticed that, but yeah, Rimuru has really good people skills because he was a manager. It is very, very fascinating to me that that's something that happens. These people are weirdly elongated. Oh god. I'll just shape it later. Yeah, good HR. Like, he's like a senior office work. Yeah, like, you know, so Rimuru basically kind of didn't have to deal with the weird unable to socialize problem that a lot of isekai protagonists tend to suffer from, because they're freaking high schoolers who don't understand how to talk to people. But you know, like, he didn't suffer from that, thank god, you know, which I actually do appreciate. That something like that was really that actually happened. And I think that's kind of why that time I got reincarnated as slime has been able to, for the most part, been really fun to watch and read, is because he doesn't actually suffer from a lot of problems that isekai protagonists suffer from. Now, like, of course it had to hit the overpowered phase at some point. I understand this. I kind of wish it took longer, but I guess that took long enough. Sorry. Yeah, the light novel. Hey Skylar, hello, how are you? Hope you're doing good. How are you doing, bucko? How you doing? You doing good? You vibing? You know? You vibing, you're living life. Also, you getting buttered. Butter. You thought I forgot about you? Butter. Yes, while the ad is happening, I am buttering Skylar. He cannot escape. Butter. I know you guys missed the butter. Here it is. Here's some glorious, glossy butter. Anyway. He's like, no, I'm like, yeah, huh. Anyway. I really like when they made it too overpowered, like, oh my god, you're stronger than the original creator of this world. Like, the issue I kind of have with Rimuru being that powerful is, again, I'm glad they made other characters that are powerful too. The issue I have is with any overpowered characters, them being overpowered is not the problem. It's once they get to a certain level, you don't know what to do with them anymore, because they will only be given problems that can be resolved by punching it to death. Like, that's my issue with that type of power scaling. Is it's fun to look at, don't get me wrong, that stuff is so fun to look at, you know, but then you kind of don't know what to do when the spectacle is over, you know. Like, the spectacle is over, now what? Like, that is like my biggest issue with overpowered characters, is that, like, because that's why, like, characters who are overpowered but they still have stuff to do are really interesting. But if they do not have anything to do, and it doesn't even have to be a challenge that they have to hit, like, you know, full on or anything, but like, it's sad because you can tell the author did not really think about it, you know? Like, that's why I think Overlord technically, even though they also do have the power scaling, but they were already OP from the front, but like most of their challenges didn't have to do with being very powerful, I think. Bridget picks the from the carbon box I was hiding. Oh my god, get out of here. I saw a question that meant to test somebody on how to write a very powerful character, and it was something like, and I quote, "If you want to make a overpowered character, let me ask you, can you write a speedster that is overpowered and actually do something for most of the series?" Yeah. Like, and I don't even mean in the handicap them so they can't do their overpowered thing. Just give them a problem that their overpoweredness doesn't really factor in. Not that they can't use it, but it would just not be very... Not Quicksilver, oh my god. Get me out of here. But like you could do a lot with overpowered characters. Like, for example, I do like how I have an agenda against the Flash. Like, you can do a lot with overpowered characters. The problem is like, again, because again, a lot of people kind of get addicted, I think, to the flashiness of it. Like, funny enough, I think this also happened in like Madoka Magica. Like, don't get me wrong, I don't like Madoka Magica, but like when the girl becomes god, it gets really awkward. Like, when Madoka becomes gosh darn magical girl Jesus or something, things get weird, because then they end up in this awkward situation where she's God, what are you gonna do? And then they're like, oh, I'm gonna become the devil. And I'm like, who cares? Like, Brooke. Like, I understand at the end of the day it was just a ploy to get her into a skimpy outfit that no one cared about, but whatever, you know? But like, I think it's kind of sad, you know? That because the series was kind of, even though there was a heart there, it kind of went missing. Excuse me. I think the problem is that people forget that sometimes powerful character in the power can still have a lot. Yeah, like for example, when I was working on Stella, who again is very overpowered, like she does have like a very big flaw in her attack style, you know, which I do think is very funny, is that she's a powerful mage, but she is very much she cannot deal with close combat, like, at all. Like, if you are like an inch away from her face, she will have a time. Like, it is very funny that she does not like close combat. She can, if you give her enough, like, she's very much like, you know, not a glass cannon, but Stella is very much you have to deal with her. She's a type of character that you have to deal with her quickly, or else you're gonna have a problem, you know? She will do what? No, don't worry about it. But like, she's like she can deal with close combat, but she has a way harder time with it, you know? She can deal with it, but not like, you know, but it's very much she does prefer mid to long range, you know? She has to deal with it, and she hates it, you know? That's how I am with every single one of my elemental characters. That's supposed to be the last generation elemental and is like the pinnacle of each power, and I have to make the flaws and setbacks to their power. Yeah, like, and again, like with Stella, you have to get her to the point where she is willing to even use magic. She is a fucking manipulative woman. Like, if you think she's weak and it is to her advantage, she will let you think that. She straight up will let you think that and then just get rid of you, you know? And also, even though she can't deal with close combat, you know who can? Leo can. So she knows if worse comes to worse, she's gonna have to call her Demon Bay so he can deal with close combat, you know? There we go. Excuse me. Because like, that girl, she's like a, you know, she's like a team player, you know? Here we go. All right. It's like, she herself is never gonna be like, you know, oh, I got This one's mine. She's like, oh hell no. Like, if she cannot take care of it, she is not. Now repeat, she is not about that life. Like, oh, why the elemental of fire fight farther away from its allies, force against the enemy army? Well, it's because all of them have greater degree. It's just pure power, and they lack control, so he might accidentally burn his allies. Not the friendly fire. Oh no. You know? But that's fine. Like, when it comes to like stuff like that, is very interesting. But my thing is, I want to make sure that I don't rely too much on that, because again, what's the point of relying on something like that if it's something the character won't even really deal with in the first place? You know? Like, again, if your character doesn't really even care, you know, about combat in the first place, trying to figure out how they're gonna be able to breathe in space or some shit is not gonna really do anything, you know? Let's see here. Like that. Nope. Because I only did that just because, again, like, oops. Because I don't want to put her in too many situations where you have to figure out, well, oh, is she powerful enough to take this or to do that? I don't want to do that. That's boring to me. I don't want to write that kind of story, you know? What I decide for my character is that he subconsciously holds back against weaker foes, so that he has a tendency to really only be as strong as his opponent, which is cool, you know? Like, the fact that like your character holds themselves back so you don't really know how strong they are is really interesting, because somebody might think, oh well, you're super weak, but then this is when, you know, your character, which I assume is also named Azure, like, can just let loose, but he's usually holding back most of the time. It also would be super interesting. But like, that's why when he does go full all out, it'll be an interesting situation instead of just, ah yes, he's even going further beyond, or some shit, or whatever the kids say these days, you know? This overpowered, oh wait. Let's make a powerful character for the sake of powerful or just boring. Let's mark up some lore reasons. Like, for example, with Stella, the reason she's so strong is because she's old as hell. If you think about it, most magic users would get stronger the older that they get, because they get their magic is based on knowledge. Stella's just old as fuck, so she's powerful because she's old. she's literally had the time to study thousands of spells, you know? Like, you could learn a lot more in 3,000 years than you could in 80. Just remember, most people live to maybe 80 or 90 or so, you know? 1 second, I thought I saw something weird. Oh god. I just see something weird. Ugh. 1 second. I will, investigante. Anything weird down there? Sorry, I'm just looking down. Okay. Yeah, no, it's fine. I get paranoid. Anyway. Hey, put that back up. Okay, this thing's like, oop. Definitely developed it so it doesn't take the light out of the other characters, so original plot doesn't change, so the focus on them. A prime example is how broken SDS got when, what is that? It's something I don't care about. Anyway, which all happened like before the what are you talking about, dude? Bye? I don't know. Hey, Wingless Angel, hello, hello. Excuse me. You see, all my elemental are only in their 20s and 30s, so not young, but like all the previous generation generally only have good control of the element when they're like centuries old, which like, oh, 7 deadly sins. Okay. Which is why they're so destructive and only use a small portion to generally not accidentally kill a friend. Yeah, that makes sense. Like, another fun thing I actually did was when it came to the strength of the other characters, like, for example, Stella is very much, because she is pure magic, she is basically like all damage. She is damage as hell. But like, she can't take a punch though. Like, she has magic shields, but if you're talking about her, just her, she cannot take a punch. You know who can take a punch? The goddamn guild captain, because he's a dragonkin. So the funny thing about him, all of his scars are from when he was a kid, but at this point he has hilariously hard skin because he is a dragon. Yes, we are talking about OCs. So because he is a dragon, he is great for tanking things, and because she's hit him with like her magic a couple of times, and he mostly survived it, which she respects him for that, you know. But him being a dragonkin is the best thing ever, because she's like, I am not gonna put myself in danger. Kirk, you do it. He's just like, will I get, you know, compensation? She's just like, yeah, you know what? Yeah. She's like, you know what? I'll take you to Bone Town later. Let's go. So he's just like, sweet. God, he's trash, but I love him. Or the other thing, she's not very good at scouting, for example, because again, she's all DPS. But there's another character who is good at scouting. You know, stuff like that, where it's like, you know, the best thing about overpowered characters, you don't have to make it so they're good at everything. You know, Stella herself knows that if she wants to just find out some information, she is not going to try and figure out how to do it herself. She's just gonna get someone else to do it. You know? But only is it continuous average. It's what the predecessors can do. Oh, I see. Excuse me. Justice League Superman is a really cool example of that. He kind of knows to constantly lose, but once he fights Darkseid, he reveals that he has to constantly hold back because he doesn't want to break the world and people around it. Yes. One villain sees really like has a name, and I'm really proud of it. Ooh, what's the name? Let's see. We're almost done with inking. Save. Anyway. Is that water? Waters? Is it waters? It sounds like waters. I forgot I have this drink over here. Room temperature tea. Bro, what? What? Honey, what does that even mean? There we go. Oh, we're almost there. Wait, what are we waiting about, honey? What are we waiting about? Never mind. Oh. Hello. When making a name is so hard, I make up fictional language to do it. Face palms. Oh boy. Let's see. Usually for me, I tend to give everybody hilariously normal names. Like, because I have Kirk, Claire, Lou, Leo, Stella. Let's see. Magnus. I forgot he's in there. Here. This shouldn't have thick lines, but too late. Chowder token. Oh boy. Oh, it's the shadow spelled backwards. Oh no. Well, there you go. Look at that. Here. Anyway. Okay, I'm opinion Magnus is a great guy. Like, I love Magnus so much. He's so great. He is the best. I loves him, you know. He doesn't get to show up very often because he has work or whatever, but he's great. Like, because he's just so fucking funny. There we go. I have a funny idea right now. What is your funny? Let me see. And I brought some good memory. Okay. But yeah, the let's see. Oh shit, you need eyebrows. He's just like, you don't say. He's like, oh, really? Anyway. There's my Berserker Jericho, the God Killer. Oh god. Not the God Killer. Alright. Put your ear here. What do you, oh. Here. Anyway, I just have a character named Karamas, and it literally means rusted mask because their power is making things rust. I see. But yeah, I have a few people. I have well, we already talked about Agatha, the Agatha of the Golden Axe. AXE, you weirdos. Golden Axe. We got Agatha. We have Wilbur Clock Tower. We've got we have Mark Silverlane, and then we also have like we have Mark Silverlane. There's another one. I forgot his name. Oh, we have a guy named Ox. You know. I tend to be more creative in naming than actually like coming up with lore. I am made of lore, not gonna lie. I am just made of it because it's like my favorite thing. It is like my favorite thing to do. I love lore so much, you know, like it's just a fun thing for me. Let's see. There's a lady I have to go change her name because at first it was Lilum, but I'm gonna have to change it because it doesn't suit her anymore. Especially city, because city I lived IRL is translated to new city. Ah, I see. I love designing fantasy flags. Fun fact, I also have, let's see. Like a lot of times when I name something, it is almost always based on colors. Or the puns. So for example, the main city that the story takes place in is Walden because it's a giant walled-in city. Oh god. So you have Walden, and then you have its closest neighbor that is 3 days away. That is Sylvene. Sylvene is their closest neighbor. But yeah, usually they just call it Walden. He's like, what do you having, my guy? Okay, cool. All I need to do is the you know what? I'll just draw the curtains again. Wrong thing. That. Okay. Let's see what I need to do. Excuse me. Goodness. Okay, so I'm gonna put one right here, one right here, and one right here. No, there we go. Anyway. Ah yes, Kakarot Frieza is here. He's telling me hello at all. Let's see. I'll just be super simple about this. But no, like it's one of those things where I personally feel like, you know, you can do like a lot of cool stuff. You know, you can do a lot of cool stuff. It just kind of depends on like, you know, what you let yourself do, you know? Let's see. Like I do like just making fun stuff, like, and I also just like weird allegories too. I still am gonna have way too much fun with the whole like everyone's just preoccupied with who Stella is sleeping with problem, you know. And they're gonna be like, obviously this is the most important information in this entire situation. And Stella's like, do you all really have nothing better to do? Really? This is the thing. This is the thing that you're concerned about. This thing right here. His eyes though, yes. Oh, I need to actually draw Magnus at some point, because Magnus is like a great, he like, okay, so you know, like I'll talk about, I'll probably bring the characters on and like up in a second, because like technically how like Kirk has like muscles and stuff, well like Magnus has like dad bod. He's a giant dude, but he has like the more like softer muscular look, kind of like, not softer, but like, you know how wrestlers are just really big dudes, you know? So he's basically built like that. I love Magnus so much. Yes, I'm saving. Give me some vibe drama horror comic. No! So he's me IRL, yes. Yeah, he's a strong guy because basically Magnus is he's basically a kind of a paladin. Just imagine a paladin, but he's not a holy guy. He's like a big old knight. He's a big old knight dude. Let's see here. But yeah, Magnus is a really great character. I like him a lot. Yeah, he is not a dragon. He's just a big dude. But he is the guild master of another guild. But he is flippin' huge. He's a flippin' huge. Just a big man. He's a big man. Alright, we're almost done, I swear. Okay. Alright. Alright. Oh wait. Where are these? Where are these? Uh-oh. I put them somewhere. Yeah, I did. It's like, did I put them somewhere, dumb? Yes. Of course. Of course I would do that. Oof. Ever wonder how dumb you are? Anyway. Anyway. Big belly to represent the ox of the 8th. How tall? He's I'm not sure, because I think Kirk, the dragonkin guy, I think he's like almost 7 foot, so I think Magnus is almost 8 feet. He's a huge dude. He is big. He's the guy who told Stella if she ever wants a second husband, he's available. But she's just like, I'm good. One husband is fine, thank you. Like, I don't need no more. Like, no more husbands, please. Alright. What is shit? Also, thank you very much for the recent scribble. Thank you. Let's see. Jericho is like a mix of a wild animal and a natural disaster. His hunger is nearly insatiable as he hunts down anyone with divinity within them and stops at nothing until he devours their very being. Oh god. He tries to kill Wodash, only for Wodash to turn Jericho into his own personal attack dog. Damn. Oh, like bear. Yes. I'm just hearing a really loud noise from my nephew. Oh god. Let me see. Alright, actually, let me turn this off. I know his name is not Wotus, but I kind of want to call him Wotus. Like Otis, but whoa. He's like, he's a Wotus. Like a lotus, only whoa. Alright. Oh. And yes. Yes. Also, thank you very much, Lurk. Oh god. Okay. Alrighty, so we're done for today. I know it looks messy as hell, but this is how it is. But we did it. We finished inking everything. Ugh. God, that was a lot. Jeez. Anyway, I'll probably, that's all I'm gonna do for today. But we did pretty good progress, Chad. We did pretty good progress. Yes, we are done inking. I will deal with everything else tomorrow. Okay, we're going back to the, no shit. Let me save that. And then we're gonna, I don't need to save any of that. Discard. Okay, we're gonna go over to the other screen right quick. There we go. Oh, gosh. But yeah, it was pretty good. Today was pretty good. So we got some inking done, talked about lore. I will continue to talk about lore. I have come to terms with the fact that I will probably never stop. I have a problem because I like lore and storytelling way too freaking much. So who am I gonna rate today? Let me see. I like lore and just general storytelling so much, and also, like, even though it sounds sometimes like I don't care, I do like listening to you. I like reading your guys' lore. It's just sometimes it's a lot, but I do enjoy reading it. So if you do want to share more lore, that's fine with me, okay? It's just sometimes it's a lot. But I don't, don't not post it. Still say it. Because I find your guys' lore very interesting because it's different from mine, and that's what makes it cool. All right, let's find someone to write. Oh God. Let's see. Yay, good stream. Let's get, oh wait. Oh wait, nope. Excuse me. You know, I don't think I've ever rated V suites before, so that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go after the V suites. Yeah, because they're adorable. Anyway. Indeed. They're playing split gate, whatever the crap that is. So let's go ahead and get this part started. Again, thank you so much for joining me today for the fun times, for the, you know, the rant. Yeah, it was a split game. Okay, I'm probably gonna go and take a nice normal dosage of NyQuil and go to sleep. Oh God, I hate being sick. Anyway. Okay. So let me go ahead and get started. And then that one, and then right. Okay, thank you very much, Sky, for stopping by. All right. And again, if you ever, I do have a server as well. It's somewhere. Wait, where is it? Discord. I do have a server, so if you ever want to just lore dump in there, you definitely can. Thank you very much for joining me today. Don't forget to behave, be good, behave, and don't be a menace. Okay, I love you very much. Bye. Have a good weekend. Eat your vegetables, drink water, recycle. Bye. Off you go.